In the 1970s, backhoe loaders weren't designed to be efficient. They were designed to be unbreakable. Massive frames, oversized hydraulics, and engines built with zero concern for fuel costs or comfort. These machines could dig, lift, and tear through jobs that modern equipment would struggle to survive. They were heavier than necessary, stronger than required, and far ahead of what the industry was ready for. Some outlived entire companies. Some are still working today. This is the story of 10 backhoe loaders from the 1970s that were too strong for their time. Old iron monsters built with more muscle than the future could handle. Number 1. JCB 3C MKIII. The JCB 3C MKIII, introduced in the mid to late 1970s, represents one of the most important turning points in backhoe loader history. Unlike many competitors that were still adapting agricultural tractors into construction roles, JCB engineered the 3C MKIII as a purpose-built industrial machine, and that decision made it dramatically stronger than most backhoes of its era. Structurally, the 3C MKIII featured a full box-section steel chassis rather than lighter channel frames. This allowed the machine to absorb torsional stress during heavy trenching without cracking, a common failure point in earlier designs. The rear backhoe was mounted on a reinforced subframe integrated into the chassis, giving the machine excellent rigidity when digging in hard clay, chalk, or compacted ground common in the UK and Europe. Power came from a naturally aspirated diesel engine, typically the JCB-tuned unit derived from Perkins designs, producing torque rather than high RPM horsepower. This mattered in the 1970s, when fuel quality varied and reliability under load was more important than peak output. The engine paired with a robust mechanical transmission, often with torque converter options, allowing smooth loader work without stressing driveline components. Hydraulics were another area where the 3C MKIII felt ahead of its time. JCB used high-pressure hydraulic systems with strong cylinder rod diameters and conservative operating limits. This gave the backhoe impressive breakout force while maintaining long seal life. Many machines ran thousands of hours before major hydraulic rebuilds were required. Operator protection was also notable. The 3C MKIII adopted a proper rollover protection structure, ROPS, earlier than many competitors, acknowledging that these machines were no longer just farm tools but full-time construction equipment. The result was a backhoe loader that could perform continuous commercial work, trenching, loading, demolition, drainage without the structural fatigue common in lighter machines. Its reputation for strength is why many 3C MKIII units are still operational today, over 4 decades later, and why the design directly influenced the later JCB 3CX, which would dominate global markets in the 1980s and beyond. Number 2. Case 580C. The Case 580C, produced during the mid to late 1970s, is widely regarded as one of the most durable backhoe loaders ever built. It wasn't flashy, experimental, or lightweight. Instead, Case focused on mechanical strength, simplicity, and longevity, which made the 580C feel almost overbuilt compared to many rivals. At the heart of the 580C was a Case diesel engine, engineered specifically for industrial duty. Rather than chasing high horsepower figures, Case prioritized low RPM torque, which allowed the machine to dig aggressively without overstressing internal components. This engine philosophy matched real-world job site conditions, where steady pulling power mattered more than speed. The frame design was a major strength. The 5080C used a heavy one-piece mainframe, giving it exceptional resistance to twisting during combined loader and backhoe operations. Many earlier backhoes suffered from frame fatigue when operators lifted heavy loads while turning. The 5080C largely eliminated this issue. Hydraulics were deliberately conservative. Case used large-diameter hydraulic cylinders and modest system pressures, ensuring long service life even under poor maintenance conditions. While this approach sacrificed some peak speed, it dramatically reduced seal failures and pump wear, a trade-off contractors appreciated. The backhoe itself offered excellent digging geometry, with strong dipper arms and bucket linkages capable of sustained trenching in rocky soils. Importantly, Case designed the machine so pins, bushings, and wear points could be serviced easily, reinforcing its reputation as a contractor-friendly machine. Another reason the 580C was too strong for its time was its transmission and axle durability. Industrial-grade axles and drivetrain components were borrowed from heavier equipment, allowing the 580C to survive abuse that would cripple lighter machines. Decades later, the Case 580 lineage remains active, a testament to how fundamentally right the 580C was. In the 1970s, it set a durability benchmark that competitors spent years trying to match. Number 3. Caterpillar 4330. The Caterpillar 430 of the 1970s embodied Caterpillar's industrial philosophy: build it stronger than necessary, then strengthen it again. While Caterpillar was already dominant in heavy equipment, its entry into the backhoe loader market brought large machine thinking into a mid-size format. The 430 featured a center pivot design, which distributed loads evenly across the chassis during digging. This made the machine exceptionally stable compared to rigid-frame competitors, especially when working at full reach or lifting heavy materials with the loader. Power was supplied by a Caterpillar diesel engine, engineered for long duty cycles and high thermal stability. These engines were known for running thousands of hours with minimal internal wear, even in dusty or hot environments. Hydraulically, the 430 stood out for its smooth yet powerful control. Caterpillar prioritized consistent pressure delivery rather than aggressive flow rates, allowing precise trenching and reduced operator fatigue. The hydraulic components were oversized for the machine's class, which meant failures were rare. One of the 430's biggest strengths was its service life under extreme conditions. Municipal fleets, military bases, and industrial sites favored Caterpillar backhoes because they could be left running all day without overheating or structural issues. The trade-off was weight and cost. The 43 was heavier and more expensive than many competitors, but this is exactly why it qualifies as too strong for its time. Caterpillar was building a backhoe with the mindset of a bulldozer manufacturer, not a tractor company. Number 4. Ford 555. The Ford 555, introduced in the late 1970s, marked Ford's serious commitment to the construction equipment market. Unlike earlier tractor-mounted solutions, the 555 was designed as a true industrial backhoe loader, and its strength surprised many contractors. Ford equipped the 55 with a robust industrial diesel engine, optimized for torque and reliability rather than speed. This engine, paired with an industrial transmission capable of withstanding frequent direction changes, essential for loader work. The machine's frame was significantly reinforced compared to agricultural derivatives. Ford engineers understood that trenching, lifting, and pushing created stress patterns tractors were never meant to handle. The 55C's reinforced rear subframe allowed the backhoe to work at full capacity without damaging the chassis. Hydraulics was straightforward but strong. Ford avoided experimental designs and focused on durable valves and cylinders, ensuring predictable performance and easy maintenance. This simplicity made the 555 popular with municipalities and utility contractors who valued uptime over innovation. Perhaps the most impressive aspect of the Ford 55 was its value-to-strength ratio. It delivered near-industrial durability at a price accessible to smaller contractors, effectively democratizing heavy backhoe performance in the late 90s. Number 5. John Deere 7110B. The John Deere 710B, introduced in the late 1970s, was John Deere's answer to a growing realization. Construction contractors needed something far stronger than modified farm tractors. The 710B was not Deere's first backhoe, but it was the point where the company fully committed to true industrial duty design, and the result was a machine that proved tougher than many expected from an agricultural brand. Structurally, the 710B used a reinforced full-length mainframe that separated it clearly from tractor-based predecessors. Deere engineers focused heavily on stress distribution, particularly at the rear backhoe mounting points, which had historically been weak areas. The reinforced subframe allowed sustained trenching without frame distortion, even when operating at maximum reach. The diesel engine used in the 710B was tuned for low-end torque and longevity, reflecting Deere's conservative engineering philosophy. Rather than pushing horsepower numbers, the engine delivered steady pulling power, ideal for trenching, foundation work, and utility installation. This made the machine exceptionally reliable under constant load, a critical advantage in municipal and rental fleets. Hydraulics were one of the 710B's strongest points. Deere employed large-capacity hydraulic pumps and thick-walled cylinders, operating at pressures that balanced power with long seal life. While cycle times were not the fastest in the industry, the system delivered consistent force hour after hour, reducing overheating and component fatigue. Another standout feature was serviceability. Deere designed the 710B so that common maintenance tasks, filters, hydraulic lines, pins, and bushings could be accessed easily. This mattered in the 1970s, when machines were often serviced in the field rather than dedicated workshops. The 710B earned its too strong for its time reputation because it brought agricultural durability into full-time construction work. Many units remained in service for decades, often outlasting newer, lighter machines. It also laid the groundwork for Deere's modern construction equipment philosophy, proving the company could compete directly with long-established industrial brands. Number 6. Komatsu WB140. The Komatsu WB140, introduced in the late 1970s, represents Komatsu's early push into the global backhoe loader market. At the time, Komatsu was already respected for excavators and wheel loaders, and the WB140 carried that same philosophy of precision engineering and conservative strength into a compact, versatile machine. Rather than copying American or European designs, Komatsu applied its own approach: tight manufacturing tolerances, heavy cast components, and highly reliable hydraulics. The WB140 featured a rigid chassis designed to resist torsional flex, a key factor in maintaining digging accuracy and long structural life. Power was provided by a Komatsu-built diesel engine, known for fuel efficiency and durability. These engines were not high output by modern standards, but they delivered smooth torque curves ideal for hydraulic work. Combined with efficient cooling systems, the WB140 could operate long shifts without thermal stress. Hydraulically, Komatsu emphasized control precision and consistency. Valve blocks and pumps were engineered to minimize internal leakage, which meant the machine retained strong hydraulic performance even after thousands of hours. This reliability was especially valued in export markets, where parts availability could be limited. The backhoe assembly itself was robust, with thick-section steel arms and conservative geometry that prioritized strength over extreme reach. This made the WB140 particularly effective in rocky or compacted soils, where lighter machines struggled. What made the WB140 too strong for its time was not brute force alone, but longevity. Many competitors delivered higher peak figures but suffered faster wear. Komatsu's design philosophy ensured that the WB140 aged slowly, maintaining performance over decades. This machine helped establish Komatsu as a serious global competitor in construction equipment beyond excavators. Number 7. Fiat-Allis 655. The Fiat-Allis 655, produced in the late 1970s, emerged from the 1974 merger between Fiat Construction and Allis-Chalmers Construction Division. This machine blended European engineering discipline with American heavy equipment ruggedness, resulting in a backhoe loader that was unmistakably overbuilt. The 655 featured a heavy industrial frame, significantly stronger than many tractor-derived competitors. Fiat-Allis engineers prioritized durability in harsh environments, reinforcing high-stress areas such as loader arm mounts, backhoe pivot points, and rear axles. Power came from a Fiat diesel engine, designed for industrial workloads and long service intervals. These engines were known for strong torque output and excellent fuel economy. Important in the fuel-conscious climate of the 90s, hydraulics were robust and deliberately conservative. The 655 used thick hydraulic cylinders and reinforced hoses, reducing the risk of failures under high loads. The backhoe offered strong breakout force and excellent stability, making it suitable for utility trenching, road construction, and industrial maintenance work. What truly set the Fiat-Allis 655 apart was its industrial mindset. This was not a machine aimed at light contractors. It was designed to work all day, every day. As a result, many 655 units remained in service well into the 1990s, often outlasting newer machines. The 655 proved that Fiat-Allis could compete head-to-head with Caterpillar and Case. and it influenced the design of later New Holland and CNH backhoe loaders. Number 8. New Holland 655. The New Holland 655, introduced toward the end of the 1970s, carried forward the industrial lessons learned from earlier Fiat and Fiat-Allis machines. It was designed as a multi-role construction backhoe, capable of loader work, trenching, and site preparation without compromise. Structurally, the 655 featured a reinforced chassis and rear subframe, allowing the backhoe to operate at full capacity without damaging the machine. New Holland engineers paid special attention to load paths, ensuring stress was distributed evenly during digging. The diesel engine was tuned for durability and fuel efficiency, delivering steady torque rather than aggressive output. This made the 655 reliable in continuous use scenarios, such as municipal maintenance and utility installation. Hydraulics was straightforward but strong, with an emphasis on ease of repair and long service life. New Holland avoided overly complex systems, which kept downtime low and maintenance simple. The New Holland 655 earned a reputation as a workhorse, especially in Europe and emerging markets. Its strength-to-size ratio allowed it to perform jobs normally assigned to larger equipment, making it feel ahead of its time. Number 9. International Harvester 300B. The International Harvester 300B, introduced in the early 1970s, is one of the most underrated yet genuinely overbuilt backhoe loaders of its era. International Harvester IHE approached the backhoe loader market from a heavy industrial and agricultural background, and that mindset is clearly visible in the 300B's design. Rather than chasing compactness or cost savings, IH prioritized strength, torque, and durability, resulting in a machine that was arguably stronger than many contractors actually needed at the time. At its core, the 300B used an IH industrial diesel engine, derived from engines proven in trucks and agricultural equipment. These engines were known for exceptional low-end torque, thick cast iron blocks, and conservative operating speeds. This made the 300B especially capable in heavy digging tasks such as sewer trenching, foundation excavation, and utility installation, where constant high load was unavoidable. Structurally, the 300B stood out due to its very heavy main frame and rear subframe. The backhoe assembly was not treated as an accessory but as an integral structural component. This allowed the machine to dig at full reach without excessive frame flex, a weakness that plagued many lighter backhoes of the early 1970s. Hydraulics on the 300B were powerful but deliberately simple. IH used large-bore hydraulic cylinders and modest system pressures, ensuring long component life and resistance to seal failure. While the machine did not boast fast cycle times, it delivered consistent, relentless digging force, which mattered far more on real job sites. Another factor that made the 300B too strong for its time was its weight and axle strength. Many contractors discovered that the machine could safely lift and handle loads that exceeded what similar-sized competitors could manage, particularly during loader operations. Because of this durability, many IH 300B units remained in municipal and industrial service well into the 1990s. The model demonstrated that International Harvester could build construction equipment every bit as tough as Caterpillar or Case, even if the market never fully recognized how overbuilt the 300B truly was. Number 10. Allis-Chalmers 170. The Allis-Chalmers 170 backhoe, produced during the 1970s, reflects Allis-Chalmers' long-standing reputation for building industrial machines designed to survive abuse. While Allis-Chalmers is often associated with tractors and large earth-moving equipment, the 70 backhoe showed that the company understood the growing demand for mid-sized machines capable of serious construction work. The 17 was built around a robust industrial chassis, with heavy steel sections and reinforced mounting points for both the loader and backhoe assemblies. Unlike agricultural conversions, the 17 structure was designed to handle constant digging and lifting without fatigue cracking, a critical advantage for contractors working full-time jobs. Power came from an Allis-Chalmers diesel engine, known for reliability, strong torque output, and long service intervals. These engines were designed to run for extended periods under load, making them ideal for trenching, road maintenance, and utility projects common in the 90s. Hydraulically, the 170 followed Allis-Chalmers' conservative philosophy. The system emphasized durability over speed, using thick hydraulic lines, strong control valves, and oversized cylinders. This reduced the likelihood of failures in harsh environments and ensured predictable performance even as the machine aged. The backhoe assembly itself was notably strong. The boom and dipper arms used heavy-gauge steel, and the pivot points were engineered to resist wear during repetitive digging cycles. Operators often noted that the 170 could comfortably handle rocky soils and compacted ground where lighter machines struggled. What truly made the Allis-Chalmers 170 too strong for its time was that it brought large equipment durability into a smaller package. It was heavier, tougher, and more stable than many competitors, which made it highly valued by road crews, municipalities, and industrial contractors. Although Allis-Chalmers eventually exited the construction equipment market, the 170 remains a reminder of an era when manufacturers built machines to last decades rather than product cycles. Many surviving examples today still function with original major components, a testament to how over-engineered the machine really was. So that's it for today. If you like this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.